Hi and welcome. I'm trying to learn medicine. Today, anthrax and autoimmune disease. And after we've done that, we're gonna do squat training. And if you participate in the squat training, then it's better at your own risk. And we're talking about internal anatomy, diseases. And this is no medical advice, we're just reading about it. Anthrax. Anthrax, a disease of farm animals that can be passed on to men, so that means to humans. It attacks either the skin, producing deep ulcers, or the lungs, causing pneumonia, and, in untreated cases, eventual death. Any outbreak of a disease is brought under strict control in most countries, and anthrax in men, so in humans, is extremely rare. Okay, I think we have it together. Anthrax. It is a disease which animals or farm animals can have, and it can be passed on to humans. It can attack the skin with deep ulcers, or also can it attack the lungs and then causing pneumonia. It can lead to death. We don't have more information here. Do we add more? We didn't had ulcers properly. Maybe we should do actually ulcers if I have something written to it. Because they appear all the time and it would be good if we are able to say something to it. Ulcer. An inflamed break in the skin or in the mucous membrane leading the alimentary tract. There are many different kinds of ulcers, ranging from the small ulcers that appear inside the mouth to the more serious gastric, duodenal and malignant ulcers. That's not really helpful. It's some type of wound which does not heal. It is an inflamed break in the skin. It is the wound in the skin, but it does not heal because it is an inflammation wound. Okay, anthrax, we're just going to say what it does. Anthrax, it can be transmitted from animals or farm animals to humans, can attack the skin by producing, it can produce ulcers at the skin and also pneumonia at the lungs. That's all we have. I'm going to start this in camera. And anthrax. Anthrax is a disease which can be passed on from animals, farm animals, to humans, and then it can cause at the skin ulcers or at the lungs pneumonia. And it can lead to death. And that is according to Keith Hodgkin's Family Medical Advisor book, page 76, but this is no medical advice. I'm going to stop the camera. And we have the other thing here, autoimmune disease. Autoimmune disease. A disorder characterized by a fault in the body's defense system. Okay, it is a problem in the defense system. Normally, the body produces antibodies only to fight invading germs and other harmful substances. The human body is producing antibodies. We're staying with what we're saying here. And normally they would fight other germs or other harmful substances, whatever enters the body which shouldn't be there. In an autoimmune disease, it creates antibodies that attack its own tissues. So the immune system is not creating some type of antibody against the cold or the bacterium or whatever, what enters the body against the germ, but it attacks the body itself. It attacks its own tissue. Non-autoimmune, I would have to have it a little more specific, but let's stay with what we're saying. Own tissues. Non-autoimmune diseases include disseminated lupus erythematosus. Is that the one thing? Non-autoimmune diseases include disseminated lupus erythematosus. Disorders suspected of belonging to the category include rheumatoid arthritis and pernicious anemia. Let's go to the anemia part. pernicious anemia. Where's the vitamin B12 missing? Causes. The failure of the stomach to produce an enzyme, the intrinsic factor which is needed for the absorption of vitamin B12 from food. This failure results from autoimmunity. Certain drugs or follows removal of stomach. So we're saying pernicious anemia, the human body does not have enough hemoglobin cells to transport the oxygen to the body, is caused because an enzyme is missing which should get the vitamin B12 out of the food in the stomach, but the stomach is not producing this enzyme necessary to get vitamin B12 out of the food, and so it does not have vitamin B12 and cannot produce enough hemoglobin 12 and cannot transport with it oxygen. And it is caused through autoimmunity. Autoimmunity. We're not going to say that. There are way more things caused through autoimmunity than just these two, for example, lupus, pernicious anemia, rheumatoid arthritis. So we're just going to say what it is very short, and it's clear that it's just a very short definition. A very short definition is: normally does the body produce antibodies to attack invading germs or other harmful substances. But in the case of autoimmune disease, there is antibodies attacking the tissue of the body. Basically, the human body attacks itself. Okay, I'm going to say it like that. I'm going to start with the second camera again. Autoimmune diseases. By autoimmune diseases, there's the body not as it should, producing antibodies against. Autoimmune diseases. Normally, the human body produces antibodies. Autoimmune diseases. Normally, does the human body produce antibodies which are fighting against invading germs or other substances? Now, in the case of autoimmune diseases, these antibodies are attacking the body itself. So instead of attacking germs, whatever substance comes into the body which should not be there, these antibodies produced by the human body attacking the human body. And that is according to Keith Hodgkin's Family Medical Advisor book, page 83, but this is no medical advice. I'm going to stop the camera. And it was the medical part. If you were here for medicine, you can go directly to the next part of medicine. If you stay here and participate in the squat training, then it's not at your own risk. Bearing the leg standing, let's walk. We are bringing one leg up and the other leg. And now, legs wide apart, and we're doing 12 squats. The squat training. 1 and number 2. And now 3 and 4 and 2 more, and we're having a half. And let's go strong to the second half, 7 and 8. And now number 9 and 10, and also 11 and 12. And now the other exercises. We're having the legs wide apart, we're going down into quarter squat, and we're pressing against the top of the leg, only on one side. The 6-pack squat squeeze. And press on the other side. Now go down into a half squat, and press in the middle of the leg. And on the other side. Down into 3/4 squat and press close to the knee. And on the other side. And up again. And now the fastest giraffe of a water pond. Again down into 3/4 squat. Press against the knee and go towards it. And on the other side. Press against the knee and go towards it. And again. And again. And again. And last time. And now there. And already the last exercise. Have a propeller down into full squat. Arms to the side. Now over to one side. Press against the leg and look up to it. To the middle, over to the other side. Press against the leg, look up to it. To the middle and up. Now we'll walk a bit on the place. And also a little stretching, a hiker's hilltop stretch. Heel onto the ground and pull the toes in. Foot to the left and pull the toes in. To the right, pull the toes in. To the middle and turn the leg from left to right. Other side. Heel onto the ground, pull the toes in. Foot to the right, pull the toes in. To the left, pull the toes in. In the middle and move the leg from left to right. Legs wide apart, breathing down. And breathing out. Breathing close the legs. And breathing out. Dette was på land. Squattraining. Thank you very much, and until next time.